A Canton woman is dead after police say the woman's ex-boyfriend kidnapped her and took police on a chase. 12 News' Linnea Lewis is live in Canton with more on what happened. What can you tell us,
The
Linnea?
death of Phoenicia Radliff is one that shook her entire family. No one expects or wants death for their loved ones. The circumstance behind her death even makes it worse. Love is meant to protect, but in the case of Phoenicia, love brewed into hatred and caused her death. It was the man she once loved who kidnapped and took her life abruptly. No matter how sour a relationship goes, one wouldn't expect that the man or woman who once claimed to love one would be the reason for one to die. The love we claim to have these days is really questionable. Phoenicia was known to be a very caring soul and a peaceful individual. Even her looks gave the perception of peacefulness. People loved her so much, especially her immediate family members. Extended family members, friends, and even her boss spoke well about her. She had a great family to rely on, and she herself loved her family. She pushed herself to be ambitious and hardworking. This was obvious and visible as she worked multiple jobs even in high school. Her ambition knew no bounds. Before she was killed, she was a few months away from bagging an early childhood education degree in Jackson State University. She probably had the dreams of teaching children. She was on this while she worked 2 jobs at Walmart and Subway. Phoenicia believed so much in love. She met her ex-boyfriend Black in high school where they started dating. Their relationship was pretty good, and they grew so close that they were both conversant with each other's family. It would have never crossed Phoenicia's mind then that the man who she was in love with would be the end of her life and make her child motherless. Everything seemed so good with Phoenicia in her relationship. The beauty of the relationship continued for a long time, until the drain began when Phoenicia got pregnant. It appeared there were some differences when it came to the pregnancy. Phoenicia wanted the baby, but it seemed as though the ex-boyfriend was reluctant with it. Despite this, they moved on with the whole situation and got on to bring their child to the world. You can only hide displeasure for so long. If it is always in your face, you will get tired and blot out someday. This was the situation with the ex-boyfriend. He could not put up with some things anymore. In November 2019, he went ahead to make a dangerous claim that Phoenicia kept the baby to trap him. No lady would be happy to get this claim, especially when they never intended such. It's not only insulting, but shows lack of responsibility. It takes 2 to tango. If indeed Black did this, it shows so much about his person. Things got so bad that when there were some arguments, Black would weaponize the baby by going far away to the countryside with the baby until Phoenicia appealed to him. It got so toxic that the Black would stalk and even tail her, ensuring that she is where claimed to be per time. Phoenicia broke the relationship off in summer 2020. It would shock you to discover that Black that had an issue with the baby now wants custody of the child. But how did things graduate from point of not wanting the child to demanding custody? The baby was everything to Phoenicia. She would definitely let anything happen in any way. This would even mean protecting her from her father if possible. On the 8th of May 2020, Black was arrested for domestic violence and aggravated stalking. He was booked into the Madison County Detention Center, where he got a $10,000 bond on the domestic violence charge and a $5,000 on the stalking charge. On the 14th of May 2020, the unexpected happened. Black hid in the bushes and waited for Phoenicia around her mother's house to return from work. Immediately she got home, Black attacked and abducted her at gunpoint. While Phoenicia was struggling with Black, he shot Phoenicia's sister in the thigh because she tried to stop him. The whole incident happened around 11 p.m. The police tried so much to locate Black throughout the night, but no success until much later in the morning when they were able to pinpoint that he was in Philadelphia. Black's mother tried to convince him to turn himself in, but this was unsuccessful. He was adamant on seeing his daughter before surrendering. This was definitely not the only option available for him to have towed. It's so sad this was what he thought best to do in this kind of situation. Unfortunately, he ended up being chased by the police before he crashed near the 30-mile marker in Bogice. By the time the police got to the crash location, the two had given up the ghost. This reckless act didn't just cost the lives of the two of them, but made the poor child an orphan at a young age. Everyone had great things to say about Phoenicia. Her uncle said this.
I love my niece to death. There's nothing I wouldn't do for my family. And I wasn't even able to be there for to try to help her. She tried to be civil with him. That didn't work.
He also commented about the readiness of Phoenicia's sister to protect her even during danger.
I'm so proud of her. She took a bullet for her sister. She was willing to die to try to save her sister.
It's important to note that the sister was treated and she was fine eventually. The Zeta Phi Beta sorority held a vigil in remembrance of Phoenicia Ratliff. This was an occasion where people were able to show her how much they cared, even in her death. What do you think of this story? Subscribe to get more true crime stories like this.